You are sitting in a circle with Bell and the other 3 survivors. He's guiding you through this self-hypnosis meditation thing to get you through the memories of what happened during Foundation just before the raid. And as you sit there, having taken some of the drugs that he's given you, these pills that he gives you to help in the self-hypnosis part of this, he walks around the circle outside where the 4 of you are sitting really close to each other, knees almost touching with each other, facing each other at the center of this room, and there is only one light on top of you, and so the room around is all this darkness, and it just leaves the 4 of you. As always, Bell says, we begin by reaffirming who we are. This helps us center ourselves and anchor ourselves in the reality of our own being. Once we have done this, once you have reached inside yourself and remembered who you are, reach out and think of the others around you. Think of things that you've done with them, things you've shared, things you've exchanged moments, and keep those moments in mind. They will anchor you to each other as you move through this memory and ground you in the moment. It is Saturday, January 30th, 1970, almost exactly a year ago. Shortly, alerted by the disappearance of a social worker as well as 2 police officers, the FBI will attack Father Eli Bannon's ranch. A fire will start in the house, and it will prompt the FBI SWAT to act. The event you were all to attend that weekend, an event Father Bannon called Foundation, which was to involve your becoming or ascension into the higher ranks of the cult, ended in tragedy as 2 FBI officers were killed as well as 13 of the members of Bannon's cult. Most of the inner circle were killed or arrested, but Bannon himself and 2 other members disappeared. You 4 were rescued. But while your becoming had not yet begun, whatever ritual was to take place in the black barn behind Bannon's house, you had begun preparations. And that's what I would like to focus on now. Slow down your breathing. That's good. Focus on the metronome. I want you to think back, reach out with your senses. Find one sensory memory from the day before the raid. A smell, a sight, a sound, taste, a touch, or feel of something. Focus on just that. Bring its memory to the fore. His voice fades. All 4 of you sitting in the circle now feel as if you are alone in this room. Do you want to do the memory thing, or...
Can.
As you listen to his voice and listen to the metronome, you think back to his instructions, think back to that moment, find a sensory input, a sense memory. What do you remember, Iommi? What reaches out through you from the blankness in your mind surrounding this event?
Horses. I smell the horses that used to be in the barn. Reminds me of a barn I used to know. Barn I used to be afraid of. But I ain't afraid of this barn. I'm not afraid of these horses, nor am I afraid of this hay. I can smell it. As if I'm rolling around in it. And for once, it don't make my heart feel real heavy like. I feel light. Like I could float up to heaven with the angels in this barn. Not sink down below with the devils.
As this memory draws you back to the moment, you remember the room that you were in. It was difficult to tell what this room was used for originally, but now it's where you were waiting. A short ladder goes up to a metal trap door, which is now closed. This room is below the basement of the house. The pale green paint on the door is cracked and flaking, and it does smell of horses. An industrial type of plastic curtain, long, narrow, semi-transparent stripes overlapping each other, are stained with something rust-colored, and they separate you from a tunnel that leads off towards the black barn behind the house. As you sink back into that moment, feel the presence of the others around you. You remember there were 6 of you. Estelle, Delphine, Marjorie, Iommi, Sage, and Tara. Heat started to fill the room. At first you thought it was just all these bodies close together, but then it started to feel suffocating. And then scream from upstairs and gunshots. From the tunnel you felt this warm air, moist almost, being pulled out of the tunnel, being pulled out of the barn, wafting over you. Sitting next to you, Tara started losing her control. She started freaking out. She started asking what's going on, what's happening, what's going on upstairs, and she stood up and she started pacing, and the others looked at each other and looked at her, and no one was quite sure what to do, and you watched as Tara, taken over by this fear, tried to climb up and open the trapdoor and screamed as her hands were burnt, and she fell back, and you could see the smoke starting to fill in through the tiny cracks around the trap. It's clear there was a fire upstairs in the house, in addition to the sound of guns. What were you thinking in that moment, Iommi? What were you feeling? What was going through your heart and mind at this particular juncture?
I was looking down that tunnel. I was thinking about Father Eli. If he was in there, if he was safe, if I could get to him in time. It didn't feel like nothing else in the world mattered to me. I just needed to get to Eli, to Father. I needed to check on him. I needed to see his face. I needed him to see my face, see that I was alright.
I'm going to ask you to give me a keep it together roll, which is a roll plus willpower.
That's a 19.
You manage to keep control of yourself and your emotions. You're looking down that tunnel. You notice that the others are all having their own reaction to this. Tara is screaming on the floor, her hands burned, still crying, wanting to get out. Oddly, you see Delphine stuck there, immobile, her eyes wide, looking like she's got difficulty breathing. You see Estelle staring at herself in her reflection in a silvered little cabinet door. She seems entranced. The only one who's doing anything is Marjorie. Marjorie is up and she's giving orders. She's telling Sage what to do. Sage is moving, trying to find a bar, something to pry open the door with if needs be. Marjorie is going to the others, trying to help Tara, and seeing that it's almost impossible, moves over to Delphine and tries to see what's happening with her, why she's choking. What do you do in this moment? What is it that you're thinking about? What is it that you did in this moment?
It's like I don't hear none of them around me. I'm just looking down that tunnel. And before I can think about what I'm doing or what I'm going to say, my legs, they start carrying me. I'm trying to go. I need to see him. I don't hear nobody.
As you get up and try to go, Sage stops you, but Marjorie seems to have broken Delphine and Estelle out of whatever spell had come over them. She's got both of them by the hand, and she's yelling, "Go, go, go, go," to Sage, and Sage grabs your hand and turns and starts heading down the tunnel, and Marjorie's following you, and you leave Tara behind, screaming. As you move down the tunnel, the sound of screaming and gunshots begins to fade behind you. The tunnel is long and dark, carved out of the soil itself. There are wooden slats laid down on the wet floor that you travel upon. You see at the other end a faint red glow emanating. You feel a warm pulse, beating slowly. Low chanting gets louder as you travel through. That same moist, warm breath flows over your face with every pulse, and you imagine yourself slowly traveling down the long esophagus of some ancient, terrible beast. After this, your memories begin to fragment, flashes of images, things that you saw or maybe saw or couldn't possibly have seen. Give me another keep it together roll, please. Plus willpower.
That's a 16.
Still, perhaps because you're focused solely on Father Eli, on finding him, you manage to stay the course. Sage, you can see, has a manic look in his eyes, but he's still pulling you forward. The others are coming up behind you. The images that fill your mind are unsettling, scary, and after a while become almost comforting. The vast cathedral, the strange being with the red wings, some kind of power, inexplicable, vast, unknowable. What are you feeling at this particular moment as you watch the stairs leading up to the inside of the barn loom up ahead in front of you?
I'm stricken with awe because I know that there's something special there. And I feel like that's a place I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to go there too. I was promised. And I just feel this draw like a string coming out my belly and tugging me into that barn. And my legs don't want to stop. My legs want to run.
You run up the stairs, the others close on your heels. Images again, fragmented, strange visions. And then you burst into the barn, where you know the ritual was taking place, where Bannon and the others, the choir, the inner circle, Alice Bridger and all the others were supposed to be in. All you see are motes of dust floating in the light that's filtering in through the windows of the barn. Outside you can hear the screaming, the gunfire. You can see the house on fire through the window. Things get more confusing. The others are screaming. Everyone's lost their mind, just running through and through. And there's only one thing that you notice. He's gone. He's gone away somewhere. And as you think of him, think of this, you get this sudden image in your mind. You see beyond the barn, beyond even what you've seen before in all your experiments with Father Eli, that strange world made of gears and smokestacks and tall spires that reach up into a rust-colored sky. You see another world, one filled with flames, filled with the screams of people in agony. You see the dark silhouettes of angels gliding through these pyres of flames. And you see, just in the distance, Father Eli, Alice Bridger, and Sandra Sato disappearing behind his veil of flame. You reach out and call to them, but the world goes dark. flashes, strange fragments. And then you're looking at a face. You're on the ground, looking up. A man's face, the beard and hair, concern, deep concern in his eyes. He's speaking to you, his lips are moving, but you can't hear.
Take me with you? I'm not supposed to be here.
He nods. You see him pull a syringe from a bag. And then you sleep. You hear only the metronome. And then it stops. Your eyes open. You see the other 3 women in the room with you. Delphine, Estelle, and Marjorie, all of them with that same far-off, lost look that you're certain you have. Dr. Bell is scribbling notes. He says, "You've all done very well." It takes a few moments. You gather yourself and get a cup of water. You're not quite sure what you saw or what just happened. You can see Marjorie tending to Delphine and Estelle again, speaking to them in low voices. She looks at you, concern in her eyes, asking if you need anything, but before you can respond, Dr. Bell is next to you and he says, "You saw something different in there, didn't you? You remembered something more than the others did."
No, sir. It's just a barn. It's a beautiful barn. Heaven and all God's creatures live in that barn. There ain't nothing more than just a barn.
Iommi, this therapy only works if you're open, if you're honest and forthcoming. It's for your own good. We can't be holding back. We can't be hiding things, keeping secrets. The slightest detail might make all the difference. Tell me what you saw.
I ain't holding nothing back, sir, I promise. I just saw the barn. We was abandoned. He left us there. He left me. I swear I didn't see nothing.
Was this how you used to lie to your mother? When she would ask you what you'd been doing in the forest, you would come home with your dress ripped up and bits and pieces of flowers and branches in your hair, a wild look on your face, dirt under your fingernails. She would ask you, "What have you been up to? Is this how you lied to her? Is this how you hid the truth from her also?"
No, sir, I swear I ain't lying. I swear, sir, no. I ain't lying. I didn't lie now. I didn't lie to Ma. I ain't lying. It was just a barn, sir. I just saw a barn. And I could smell the horses.
And there was nothing beyond the barn.
The house on fire. I saw the house through the window was on fire. That's
Nothing
all I
else?
saw.
You didn't see Father Eli?
No, he didn't take me with him. He left me. But it was just a barn.
How does that make you feel? That he left you behind? You were special to him, weren't you?
Maybe it was a part of God's plan, sir.
God? We've never talked a lot about your belief. I know your mother was very religious and she did her very best to instill it into you, but did it take, I wonder? What is your view on God, Iommi?
It's God, it's the good Lord. He takes care of all of his creatures. There's a book, have you read it, sir?
Bible?
I have. Yeah.
You read it often?
Every night, sir.
Your mother ever hit you with it?
Every night, sir.
And which of the two did you find was more educational, the reading or the beatings?
Well, I didn't never learn to read a word, but I did learn how to be good.
Oh, you are? Good.
Yes, sir, I think I am.
Then why would Father Bannon have left you behind?
I don't know, sir. Maybe it's just a part of the Lord's plan. Sometimes we have to be patient.
Well, I'm a very patient man, and I think this will be a very interesting area of study for us in the next few weeks. Maybe we'll dig into that and see where it takes us. What do you think, Iommi?
Whatever you think is best, sir.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Could I get a drink of water, sir? I'm thirsty.
Of course. Let me get you one. What do you do while he walks away to get you some water?
She stands there, looking at the floor, thinking about what she did see in that barn. She didn't lie. Not really. She did see that she saw heaven and all God's creatures in that barn, and that's what she feels like she may have saw. Maybe she lied about whether she saw Father Eli, but that ain't none of his business. That's nobody's business. She worries her hands in front of her, waiting until she can go home and not have to think anymore. Because she's real tired of thinking right now.
You're lying in a box. It's a small box, but it would be big enough for you to lie to your full length if you wanted, but you like to be curled up. You have a little pillow, you have a bowl with some water in case you get thirsty, and the temperature is just right. It's dark and it's quiet. It allows you to think and not worry too much. Very comforting. You imagine must feel a little bit like being in the womb. You can hear muffled voices on the outside as Dr. Cronwick is seeing some of his patients. It feels warm and dark and comforting. And you realize you haven't heard talking for a few moments. And then slowly, one of the panels opens. Slowly to let the light in, to let your eyes get accustomed to it. Once the panel is removed, there is another one, a grill made of wood. And again, it is to gradually let the light in. You can see Dr. Cronwick's hands, his fingers, enter through the slots as he pulls the little grill away. The only thing left now is the golden bars of your cage underneath his desk. He looks at you. How's my little Kajira doing? Are you alright?
Yes, sir.
You're such a good girl. Quiet. reaches into his shirt and pulls a chain with a key on it, and he removes it from around his neck, and he reaches down and he unlocks your cage and swings open the door. He pulls back a little bit, sitting in his chair. He taps his thighs. Come here.
Iommi crawls out of the cage on all fours and comes to kneel in front of him. Her eyes are cast down to his feet, and her palms rest on the top of her thighs, facing upwards. She's still and calm, waiting for his next words.
He looks at you and reaches down, tucks your hair behind your ear and runs his fingers along your jawline and his thumb over your lips. Slowly he pushes his thumb inside your mouth, holding your chin with his fingers. Get this strange brief flash, a moment early on when you had met Father Eli the first time he gave you communion, putting a tab of something on your tongue, then made you see wild colors you'd never seen before, made you see the face of God in a way you'd never seen it before in Technicolor. And he put that little tab on your tongue and he pressed it down with his thumb, his thick, leathery, dirty thumb. And then he had just put his finger under your chin and giving you a little attagirl and smiled down at you. The doctor... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
He would feel a ripple of a shudder creep down from the nape of her neck, down her spine.
My. You were certainly pent up in there. Still have a little bit of work to do, but I have some good news for you. I'll tell you in a moment. How about you go and make me some tea while I finish this paperwork here?
Yes, sir. She gets up and very quickly scurries off. Does as she's bid, without question or worry.
When you bring his tea, he says, "Go to my room and get the clothes I picked out earlier and bring them here."
She does this as well, automatic, quickly. She never fusses. There's a serene, placid look on her face.
Dr. Cronwick sends all his clothes out to be cleaned, and when they come back they have this not unpleasant but very professional kind of chemical smell to them. They are sprayed after they're cleaning with special aroma that he likes that is kind of undefinable but is very airy, very watery almost. And as you pick up the clothes that he's laid out and pick them up in your arm and start walking back, again, this memory comes over you. Father Eli always smelled of sweat and pine and sawdust. Just this thick, earthy, musky odor all the time, even when he had just gone swimming or had just washed. It was weighty, and as the memory of it settles on you, you feel the evanescent, very airy smell of the doctor's clothes evaporate and be replaced by Father Eli's odor.
She brings them to her face, pausing before she reaches his door again, just out of sight. and she inhales that scent so deeply, savoring it, before she remembers herself. She can't take too long. She's done this countless times before, and he knows that she's fast and efficient. So she takes her quiet moment, and then she scurries along.
When you come in, he doesn't look at you. You know what to do. You place the clothes neatly in a corner of his big desk, and you go and you kneel by him again, and 15, 20, 30 minutes go by. With you kneeling there, he sips his tea and finishes his paperwork for the day, making his notes on his patients that he's seen. As if you're not there, you almost feel yourself disappearing, like you're a ghost or something in those moments. After a little while, he finishes and closes his book, puts it away in a drawer, closes it with a key, finishes his tea. It's cold. Then he gets up, stands, stretches, looks down at you. I have some phone calls to make this afternoon. Perhaps an hour's worth. I think it would be fine if you went to the garden for that time. I know you like it so much. Try not to tarry or get too dirty. And
yes, sir.
As he says this, he positions himself in the way that you know means it's time for you to come and help him undress and get him changed into his new clothes.
She does so, very carefully, very lovingly. That serene face still plastered on her. Going through the motions she's gone through so many times before. It's freeing, not having to think, knowing exactly what you're supposed to do, completing that task, waiting for the next task.
As you help him with his cufflinks, another memory comes back to you. His cufflinks have this little basket weave sort of motif to them. You remember the first time Father Eli took you in the barn. He laid out a straw mat, a woven straw mat. It was very similar to this pattern. And he placed it just so where the light of the moon was coming in through the topmost window. And that was the first time he took you, laying on top of you and hurting you as much as he brought you pleasure. It was this strange, animalistic, powerful force that was unstoppable even if you'd wanted to. How does that memory affect you?
Catches her off guard. Her fingers, while usually deft and steady, become shaky, nervous, unreliable, and a breath hitches in her throat. Quickly, she tries to regain her composure.
Noticing you fumble, noticing you hesitate, he immediately slaps his thigh, a sign that you know means for you to stop whatever you're doing and drop into the waiting position on the floor.
She does so.
He finishes dressing himself, staring down at you. And then he crouches down in front of you and says, "Are you sure you're all right? You seem a little frazzled."
I'm all right, sir. Maybe it was just the therapy today.
How is that going?
Some days is hard. harder than others. Dr. Bell, he asks a lot of questions, and today he brought up my mom. So it was a little harder than usual.
Do you feel that you're making any sort of progress, that it's helping in any way?
I think so. Do you think so, sir?
I think you're doing much better than you did in the beginning after I found you. I think that a lot of them comes from the discipline you've acquired and the devotion you're showing to your duty and to your role and the rapport that we have. I don't know how much of it comes from the therapy, but if you think it helps, then you should continue doing it. But if all it's doing is, well, affecting you in such a way that even a simple task such as helping me dress becomes difficult, then perhaps it's not as useful as we would like to think.
I'm sorry, sir. Won't happen again.
Remember that the whole point of this, Iommi, the whole point of you accepting your role is so that you may grow in strength and eventually achieve a higher level, perhaps even become an equal. But it requires a lot of work to get there. And you can't let anything outside affect you in a way that will hamper that development. I know you understand. You understand, right?
Yes, sir.
Sweet little Kajira. And he kisses you on the forehead and he gets up again. Maybe before you go out, maybe we practice a little. Get on the table.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to make sure you remember that we are receiving guests this weekend. My friends are coming. You know that Dolores is going to be interested in you as always. Does it bother you, this interest from Dolores?
Can I be honest, sir?
Of course.
I don't think I want to be away from you.
I understand that. Get on all fours. Remove your dress.
Yes, sir. She does exactly as she's told.
This table is ingeniously constructed. This is the table where he sees his patients. And it is ingeniously constructed in that there are little hidden doors that conceal chains and hooks and eyelets. And he begins to pull them out. He attaches one to the collar around your neck. He attaches two to the ones around your wrists and the ones around your ankle, and the little handle that adjusts the height of the table itself when a switch is flicked draws the chains tight, and you find yourself locked into this position on all fours. He pulls a rubber glove on his left hand, but before he pulls one on his right hand, he puts his hand on the small of your back. And he presses his thumb into your skin, and he starts to move his hand up along your spine. Slowly, marking every bone in your spine with his thumb. Feeling all of them, feeling how they move, feeling their shape. All the way up to the back of your neck. And then his hand comes down on the side and moves slowly along your ribs, similarly feeling the bones beneath your skin with the tip of his fingers. You can see him change a little bit. There's that light that comes into his eye when he becomes very, very hungry for you. And his hand continues to move down along your lower rib and then over your pelvic bone. He feels every muscle, every bone, almost as if he would want to strip you completely.
I think in these moments, when she otherwise would not be looking at him, when she's stilling herself for him and focusing on the sensations, she knows that he is distracted in his work. This is something that he obsesses over. And it's in these moments that she steals glances at him, watches his face, watches the way his eyes move over her, the wheels turning behind them, these little secret moments to herself that she otherwise doesn't often get with him. Her eyes are almost always on the floor, on her palms, on his shoes. She can tell you every detail of the stitchwork in his leather loafers. But in these moments is when she gets to see the fire in his eyes breathe a little bit of wind.
His hand finishes, as it always does, between your thighs. He pulls on his other glove and moves to the side table where a number of surgical steel tools are laid out. Among them is this one special one that he loves. It is this strange metal pear-shaped object with a screw at the end, and it is lying there amidst the other tools, and no one has ever questioned it. It is several hundred years old. It is a French make, and it is his favorite thing in the world, perhaps after you. And as he approaches you, he is slathering it with lubrication. Let's see if we can get up to 10 turns of the screw today. What do you say?
There is a little twist to the corner of her lips when he says this. For a moment, she is back in the rafter of those barns, of that barn, with Eli. And she says, "Yes, sir."
Good girl. And he moves behind you, and he brings this most favorite object of his up to your body. And you're sitting out in the sun. About 45 minutes later, your entire lower body, your stomach, every part of you is still vibrating to the feeling of pain and ecstasy that the doctor's ministrations brought you as you lay there under the sun. What are you doing?
She's laying on her back in the garden on a big quilt. But she's only partially on the quilt. She's got her bare feet buried into the grass. There's a tree overhead. And she's taken a book out with her. She often does. It's silly, but she likes to look through the books. The books she's allowed to look at least. This one has pictures, which is nice, because if the doctor were to see her, she would at least pretend to read the words. But this one, she gets to look at the little pictures in it. Little sketches. She's holding it above her head, drawing those sketches out with the tip of her finger. But she's only partially there. She's thinking about the fullness. She's thinking about Eli. And she's yearning.
You lay there, yearning, thinking of Eli, remembering smell and taste of him, remembering the very size of him when he penetrated you and how it prepared you for what the doctor is doing to you now. Different sensation, but same mixture of pain that eventually in time turns to ecstasy. The biggest difference being that when Eli did it, when Eli fucked you, you would see something, you would see the world open up and changed in front of your eyes. When the doctor does it, it's pleasurable, but it doesn't transport you the same way. That perhaps is something that is missing.
She's saddened by this. There's an emptiness there that I don't know if she's quite fully noticed up until this point. And I think she rolls over on her belly and reaches out, and there's an apple laying next to her. She takes a nice big bite of it, looking out to the trees, to the little garden around her, thinking about the woods, how much she misses those as well.
You bite into the apple, and it's one of those apples that's sweet and tart at the same time. And as its juices flood your mouth, you get this intense memory of the taste of Eli. The world around you begins to spin. The trees are strange. They move strangely in the wind. The sun has this strange hue to it, almost as if it has completely changed place in the sky and is hiding behind these ochre-colored clouds. Then you hear a voice you haven't heard in a very long time. Hey, little darling. It's been a while since you've called on me. I was starting to feel like you couldn't remember me much.
How could I forget you?
His shadow covers you. You're lying on your stomach and you see the silhouette of his shadow, as if he's standing behind you, between you and the sun. You don't dare turn around. This can't be him. He can't be there. And yet, that silhouette, that shadow, the smell of him, unmistakable.
She reaches out and caresses that shadow as if she can still feel his skin, his warmth.
I miss your touch so much, little angel.
I miss you too, Father.
I'm lost. I'm
Tell
lost.
me where.
I need you to come find me, Angel. Only you can find me.
Yes, sir. Tell me where I can find you.
Do you still have my gift?
She smiles. Yes, sir.
Perhaps you should carry it with you so that you don't forget me so easily, and when I'm ready, I will come find you again. And I will tell you where you can find me. And little angel, I want only one thing, and that's to see your face again.
I want that too very much, sir.
Shadow is gone. His presence feels like it's lingering, but slowly disappearing, like heat that's cooling off of a wooden balcony when you put your hand on it near the time of sunset. Heat being leached out of it. What do you do?
She pushes aside the apple and the book, and she scrabbles on her hands and legs across the grass to a far corner of the garden. There's a rose bush there, and it pricks her when she gets close, but she doesn't really seem to mind or care. She's almost feral in her movements, like the lore of the Appalachian feral people. She's crouched there in the dirt. Her hands are digging like an old dog in the backyard. And then she reaches it. She finds what she's looking for. She pulls it out and holds it up to the light, and it's caked lightly in dirt. She brings it to her nose and she smells it. She can smell the soil of his skin. It's almost like he's there. She puts it inside of her mouth, sucks that soil free from the metal, that earthy taste turning metallic on her tongue. And then she pulls it back out so she can get a better look at what she's holding in her hand. A bullet, long and narrow, inscribed with Eli's name. She stares at it like she's witnessing the face of God in her hands. Total awe. And then she tugs up the edge of the thin linen shift dress that she's wearing, sinks her hand underneath, and as she's adjusting it, a small string of drool leaves the corner of her lips. And then she stands and starts to make her way back inside.
It's late in the night. You are sitting at the little makeup station, the little desk, I guess, that is reserved for your use in the bedroom. It's dark. The only light is from this makeup mirror that you're using that has these two little white lights on either side. And it's just creating this little island of light, very golden, very warm, but very restrained. Right where you are, it's just your face and the upper part of your chest and shoulders. and this mirror that are kind of standing out. The rest around you is completely dark. You can hear outside the wind has picked up a little bit, and you can hear one of the trees in the backyard that is creaking and cracking. You think back to the afternoon, to Father Eli's presence near you. You remember digging up his present, that bullet. You remember how it felt when it went inside of you. A thrill courses along your skin as you remember. Again, you feel as if the world is changing around you. The best way to describe it is as if someone had come in and replaced a piece of set, moved it out, and revealed a completely different set behind it. But it's still dark, you can't see, but now you feel his presence again near you. From the moment I first saw you, I knew you'd be my guiding light, the light that would shine in the darkness when I needed it most, and that would guide me to safe harbor. I always knew it'd be you, Angel.
Yes, sir. I miss your harbor.
His presence comes near you. You feel a hand come out of the shadows and rest on your shoulder. It sits right here. 2 fingers up on the side of your throat, 2 on your collarbone, shoulder, and the thumb. Right at the back of your neck where that bone is. It's got huge hands, hard and leathery, and working man's hands, hands that are used to working and punishing and hurting and pleasing. His skin is strange. He's always had a darker, leathery looking skin, someone who's out in the sun all the time, but now it looks strange, almost as if it had been burnt somewhat, or in the presence of extreme heat. But the weight of it still feels comforting on your neck. Tell me something, Angel. Do you think you could ever forgive me for leaving you behind, knowing I had not much choice in the matter?
Yes, sir. I believe that everything happens for a reason. And I believe that our paths would bring us back together if I was patient. And I've been patient, sir. Have I not?
You were always perfect. Sweet child, do you remember that place we used to see together when we would commune with each other's bodies and make ourselves feel pleasure and pain in equal measure, and look up at the sky, that place that I would see reflected in your eyes? Do you remember it?
Yes, sir, I do. I can see it now, if I close my eyes real tight.
Don't close your eyes. I want to see them. I've missed looking into them. I've missed seeing the world reflected in them.
I miss looking back into your eyes, sir.
I miss your breath on my face, the taste of your tongue in my mouth, the feel of you squirming beneath me.
I miss all those things too, sir.
I'm beyond that world, child, the one that I used to look at in your eyes. I'm beyond it. I'm in a place much more terrible. They call it Inferno, because it is so much like the hell that the good book used to describe to us, but not quite that same place. It's a place of horror and pain and death, but it's not the hell that we know. It's its own place, with its own rules. I'm lost here, child. I'm a prisoner. Now I long to be free. I need you to find me, and I need you to lead me out. Can you do that?
I'd do just anything for you, sir. I would go to that hell myself and fight every devil in it if it meant finding you and leading you back to me.
Well, luckily for us, it's not the kind of place where you fight things, but it is a kind of place that is difficult to find, to get to, and to return. It's no small task, but I have faith in you, Iommi. You were always the one, the special one. I'll wait for you.
I'll find you.
You will need help, but I trust that you will do what is necessary.
Anything, sir.
From behind you, in the doorway, you see reflected in your mirror the silhouette of the doctor who has stepped into the room. There you are, Kajira. Heal.
Yes, sir. She gets down off the chair, gets on all fours, and crawls to the doctor, where she kneels at his feet, palms up on her thighs as always, eyes on his feet, waiting quietly.
From the darkness, Eli says, I'll be waiting for you, Angel. And the doctor, looking down on you, says, I don't like being kept waiting.
Sorry I have strayed, sir. But I know where I belong.
Good. You feel Eli's presence behind you disappear. The doctor reaches down and grabs the chain that leads from your collar, and without a word turns and leads you out of the room. It's been a few days since the hypnosis and the recovered memories. The weekend is being devoted to Dr. Cronwick's friends. He has a group of friends, other professionals who come into town from various parts. They all bring their own Kajiras and their slaves with them, and usually leads to a weekend that would make the Marquis de Sade blush a little bit. But right now, we find you, Iommi, in your at-rest position, kneeling on the floor next to where Dr. Cronwick is sitting. You are holding up his glass of whiskey in your hand as he sits and talks with a woman you know well. Dolores Santos, one of his friends who has always been very, very interested in you. You've had several strange encounters with her before, but as you kneel there next to her, you're listening to them as they're bartering for you. She wants you. She wants to take you away with her for a while, and she's offering Dr. Cronwick a lot. The use of several of her own Kajiras, money, favors. Dr. Cronwick has heard you when you said you were uncomfortable around her, and you can see that while he's trying to remain polite with her, he's also defending you. He doesn't seem likely to want to trade you to her, but As you kneel there and listen to these two powerful, rich people basically discuss you as if you were a thing to be traded, what are you thinking about? What's going through your mind?
She sits rigid, like there's a steel rod down her back holding her in place. And with one ear, she's listening to the conversation, trying her best to pay attention to the words they're saying, very specifically the doctor's words. She doesn't want to leave his side. She doesn't know what it is about this woman, but there's something that sets her teeth on edge with her. And she likes the familiarity of the doctor's rituals. She knows them. She's been here long enough. They are second nature to her. She can unplug, turn off her brain, and just exist in his presence peacefully. She is scared of the change, like the changing of the guard, but she doesn't know who this new guard could be. And the way that they barter so aggressively for her frightens her even deeper on an instinctual level that tells her that something is not quite right there. Why does someone want her so bad? What is so special about her to this woman who she doesn't know, has never served? And the other part of her is focusing every bit of that last energy available to her into making sure that that glass remains completely still. That not a drop spills, not a ripple passes through the liquid inside. That she is a table. She is wood. A thing that doesn't think or feel. A thing that just exists. That's a really nice place to be.
Dolores is saying, final offer. Doctor, 1 month. You give her to me, I bring her back in, well, as close to same shape as you give her to me in as possible. 1 month. And I will give you my villa in Mexico, in addition to all the other services I've already mentioned. You know you love that villa, that view over the water. You see him go, I do. I thought you didn't want to get rid of it. How many times have I asked if I could buy it? It's like, that place is very special. It's not a place that I give up easily, but, well, the heart wants what the heart wants, she says, looking at you. And he reaches and takes the glass off your hands. And as he lifts it, him moving it, and the movement your body does kind of in response to stay where you are now that weight has gone off from your hands, shifts the bullet inside of you. You've had to push it in really, really far so that it won't get found this weekend with all the strange things that are going to be done to you. But you feel it shift inside of you. You're reminded of the man who gave it to you, Father Eli. And as you do, you get that same sensation that you often got, that feeling of sort of slipping out of your body somewhat and seeing a crew of technicians come in and replace the set around you. And as the glass crosses in front of your face as he lifts it and moves away, it blocks your view of her for a moment. And as she's revealed again when he brings the glass to her lips, You see the face staring at you has changed. Her eyes are completely black now. Her lower lip looks as if it's been unsewn as it dangles down, and this red pinkish liquid dribbles down on either side of her mouth, down her chin. Her tongue slides out of her mouth. It is dark purple, very veiny, and it keeps sliding out, and it keeps sliding out, and it keeps sliding out. It's almost 1.5 feet long, and it's dripping this pinkish white liquid as she stares at you, and the tongue lifts up and reaches for you. Give me a keep it together roll.
Oh, that's 11.
At 11, you feel your self-control slip. You stumble forward as if the weight of the glass had completely thrown you off. You fall forward, and as you fall forward towards her, you see her mouth extend in this strange rictus. The skin just keeps pulling back, and it's all kind of piling up along her face. Like there's too much skin, and it's just kind of dangling down now, and you can see all her teeth, all the way inside her mouth now, as if the side skin of her face has all been pulled back like a curtain. And as you fall forward, that tongue reaches out, wraps around your face, into your hair, and slides across your mouth. And as it does, you feel a strong hand grab you by the back of the neck, and you feel the doctor holding you. And you shake your head and you look up, and Dolores is looking much as she did before, looking at you strangely now. The doctor has grabbed you and he pulls you back into your kneeling position. He immediately looks at your eyes to see if there's an indication there of why you might have passed out, and he gives you a quick check. Checks your pulse. You see he wants to ask you if you're okay, but he doesn't dare do so in front of Dolores. And you see a moment of tenderness in his eyes when you say that. And then, looking slightly sideways at Dolores, he looks back at you and says, I guess we're lucky I was holding my glass. And he puts his glass back in your hands and goes, I'm done with it. Take it away. And surreptitiously, he grabs you under the arm and he helps you stand up. And you find that your legs are a little wobbly and your sense of balance is off. And you can still see Dolores' strange, monstrous face for a moment ago, even though she looks perfectly normal now as she's looking at you. And you can see her start to smile a little.
Oh, Iommi shuffles very quickly from the room, trying not to look at the woman, keeping her head down, doing as she's told.
You leave the room. You hear her say to Dr. Cronwick, what would it take to have her for 2 months? You head to the station where all the drinks are. You empty the glass, wash it quickly. You know he usually likes to follow up scotch with a little chaser, so you prepare a glass with club soda and some lime in it. And you can hear in the other rooms some of the entertainment has begun. You hear moans and screams of pain and flesh striking flesh and all sorts of other sounds, some more pleasant than other. Dr. Cronwick stands next to you. What happened? Well, you were right, Kajira.
Yes, sir. I just think I had a little spell of the vapors for a minute.
Do you need a bit of time before we join the others?
No, sir, I think I'll be fine. Maybe it's just all the excitement from the weekend.
I haven't forgotten what you said about Dolores, and I very, very much love that villa of hers in Mexico. That was the most beautiful place on earth I've seen. The color of the sun on that water at sunset is miraculous. I wish I could show it to you, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to turn down her deal.
Thank you, sir.
If you think this is going to happen again, spell, you let me know right away.
Yes, sir.
Later in the evening, in fact, quite early, the morning after, you are hanging from this contraption, this cross made in an X form, black wood lacquered with surgical steel hooks. All around you on the floor are the resting bodies of all the participants in this weekend's activities. They've all fallen into stupors now. The drugs, the alcohol, the sex, the pain, the debauchery that they participated in, as always, was mind-altering. You yourself are bruised and battered, satisfied, hurt, dripping with sweat and various other body fluids as you hang from this cross and watch out of the corner of your eye, the sun hesitating to climb up above the horizon. You know that in about an hour's time, people will begin to stir, begin to awaken, and things will begin again, as they always do. What's going through your mind? What are you feeling in this particular moment?
A longing. Emptiness follows that longing. She's been here for a year now. Grown accustomed to this place, to the way of the doctor. But now, all of a sudden, her true past has come rushing back to her. And that's all she can think of. All she can see. The scene around her doesn't frighten her. Doesn't scare her in any way. And fact, being on this cross makes her feel light, easy, being above all of them, watching them sleep. It's freeing in its own way. It's funny how chains can free you sometimes. But there's still that yearning down in her belly. She feels that bullet, and she knows where she belongs.
When you think that, you see his face shrouded in flames. You see pain. And when you look at his eyes, in a reversal of what normally happened with the two of you, where he would stare at the sight of the strange city reflected in your eyes, you see reflected in his the world beyond, and it's a world beyond any kind of explanation. It would be easy to say that it's a world of fire and flames, but it is not. It's a world of pain made physical. It's difficult to comprehend that the buildings, the layout of the place are so alien and strange. They boggle the mind. They give you a headache just seeing their reflection in his eyes. There's strange creatures and beings that move about. You know, their entire reason for being is the suffering of others. This is beyond any hell your mother has ever described to you, beyond any hell a pastor has ever promised. This is suffering made into a veritable place. And as you see this, suddenly Dolores is standing in front of you. She is naked, bleeding from a few cuts. Her body glistens with everything that's covered it tonight. Her hair is down from her usual ponytail and is hanging wild around her face. She smells horrible as she approaches you where you are. What are you whispering under your breath? Little Iommi, she says. You realize you've been talking under your breath for a little while. What have you been saying?
I think Iommi's eyes are cast to the ceiling. She is scared to look at this woman. And at first, she starts reciting to herself the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. But then it turns into something else. Another memory. Lord, send him to me. Send me out. That angel. Please, help me. Come to me.
No one can help you. No one wants to help you.
She doesn't hear her. She keeps calling to him. Please, God, send your angel down. Send him to me. I need him. I need him real bad right now.
She reaches up and puts her hands on either side of your face, and her fingers open your eyelids. These eyes see a lot, don't they? Even more than Cronwick does. You see things, don't you?
Please, God. Her palms on the cross are turned up. She can't quite bring them together, clap them in prayer, but she's trying so hard.
You see the truth even as you proffer these lies and protection. There is no God. The God you think you're praying to left a long, long time ago, child, and he left you in our care. And there's nothing you can do about it. And as she says that, her mouth distends again, the skin folding back, and that long, purple veiny tongue comes out. She bends down, and she licks you, starting from your cunt all the way up your stomach, all the way over your breast, all along your throat, until she brings your own taste to your mouth. You belong to us now, child.
It ain't true. It ain't true. I saw him. I saw the angel. I saw him. He's gonna come. He's gonna come. He's gonna help me. He said he would.
There are no angels. They all fell when God left their wings burned, and they all fell into the pit.
You're
and
a
now,
liar. You're a liar.
He reaches up and undoes the clamps that are holding you up. And your body, weak from the exertion of the day, falls into her arms, and she holds you and she pulls you down to the floor. You're lying atop a number of other bodies that are moving, starting to awaken. She pulls you down close to her, holds you close. She says, I'm the one you should be praying to. I'm the one you should be offering yourself to, because there is only one person now that can hear you. Only one person that can decide what happens to you. And that person is me. And so I think you should pray to me. And as she says this, you feel her body is changing. You feel it get harder, almost as if there's an exoskeleton that's forming where her flesh should be. And you feel little barbs and hooks grow out of her body. And as she starts to envelop you, they latch onto you, they grab onto you and pierce your skin. That long tongue of hers is encircling around your throat. Now give yourself to me. It's your only choice.
I won't do it. I won't do it. He's gonna come for me. He can hear me. I know he can hear me. He can hear me. He's gonna come for me. I won't pray to you. Deceiver.
She grabs you and rolls you over on top of her. You feel her body changing again. You feel bones shifting, probing you. Your legs parted around her. Give me a keeping it together roll.
All right, that's a 12.
This is almost too much. Your mind rebels at what's happening. Your entire being screams that this is not possible. This shouldn't be happening. Something is not right here. You must be hallucinating. You must be imagining this. Perhaps the drugs that you took, perhaps. But it feels so real. It feels so real as she inserts herself into a dozen different points of your body, her own bones, and little needles and hooks just digging into you. What do you do?
She looks to the sky again. The sky she can't see. It's covered by a ceiling, but she imagines that she can see it, and she's trying to clap her hands together in prayer, and she's calling out to that angel, to Samael, for him to hear her. Praying that he will, and she looks down to this monster beneath her, this devil, and she spits in the face of the deceiver.
You spit at her, blood and saliva mixing together. Her mouth opens. Your spit lands right in it, and she seems to revel in it. Licks her lips. Do you have more? She says. And something strange happens. Her eyes grow wide, way too wide. Her needles and hooks let go of you. She starts to shake. You see the bone that covers her body, her chest, start to crack. Blood starts to seep out of it. You can see that the flesh is underneath the bone, as if Her body has been reversed inside out, and now as the bone is cracking and splitting apart, the flesh beneath it is being ripped apart also. You fall back, you see a hand emerge from her chest. A hand covered in blood and gore and viscera, and another one as her chest is pulled apart. She screams. Nobody else seems to hear anything. No one else is moving in the room. But you see these hands rip her chest apart. An arm pulls out, uses the elbow to pull apart her chest even more, spreading it apart. The bones crack, the skin is ripping. A head emerges. Whoever this is crawling out of this woman, this monster. Blood and gore covering them completely. They're using her like a portal. They're coming from somewhere and just pulling themselves out of her. And as they're almost out, they look up and see you, and you recognize another face you haven't seen in a long while. That face that is neither man nor woman, but both. Long hair, piercing eyes. The chest with the small round breasts without nipples. That pale translucent skin under that bloody exterior, and Samael reaches out to you with a bloody hand. Help me. Help me, Iommi.
She scrabbles to him across the floor, her eyes wide, her face grinning. It's breaking her cheeks to smile so hard, and she gathers their face with her hands as though she is lifting up the most precious chalice in the world, a chalice made of gold and all the jewels. And she brings that mouth to her and claps her mouth over it, kisses them.
Their arms wrap around you as they continue trying to push themselves out of it. Their mouth finds yours, your tongue meet, and it's this mix of the disgusting taste of the blood and viscera, but that golden taste that always comes from anything of Samael's body that you taste. And as they push themselves out of the body, and you help them by pulling them out of it, giving birth to this angel from this dark creature that has now stopped screaming and squirming and is just split completely apart. The angel without wings crawls out and lays down in your arms as you cradle their head and their body to you.
I knew you would hear me. I knew you would hear my prayer. You heard it. She's stroking their face very softly.
I was very far. I was very far away.
Where were you?
Far. I saw someone you know.
Who?
I don't remember her name. She looked a little like you. Younger, perhaps. Your sister. I saw her.
Delphine?
Yes, that's the name. Ethylene. Saw her. She searches for you. I am very, very weak. Help me up. They push up and sort of lean on you and try to sit up a little bit.
She helps them.
You look around. Where did you bring me? What is this?
This is the doctor's house. Dr. Conway. He's who takes care of me now.
Well, We're not near your home.
No. Not anymore.
And they look at you. With a blood-stained hand, cup your face. What's happened to you? Why did you call me with so much pain in your voice?
There was a devil here. You crawled out of her. But I need you. I need your help. I need to get someplace. I need to find someone.
Where do you need to go? Who are you looking for?
Father Eli. He's found me again. He wants me to come get him. But I don't know how. He says he's in a place called Inferno. Like a hell. But I gotta save him. I gotta get him back. He's the only one that knows how to take care of me right.
Inferno. Well, that's interesting. I need strength. And they start crawling around the room, looking around, and eventually they spot a desk and they go over and they open the drawer and they start going through the drawer. There must be something here. They grab something and they come back. Their legs don't seem to be working. They're just kind of pulling themselves towards you. Iommi, I need you to do something for me before I can help you.
Anything you ask.
They grab your hand and put in it the box cutter they just found. I need you to do this for me. And they close your hand over the box cutter. It might take all of them. But you should start and we'll see how far we need to go.
Then you'll get better?
With everyone that goes away, will grow stronger.
I understand. She puts her forehead against theirs. I sure did miss you.
It's
Did you ever think of me?
Perhaps not daily, but very, very often I have not been given the opportunity to meet someone quite like you. I remember our encounters quite fondly. Tell me, is it still in place? And they put their hand very softly in your legs. Is it still keeping you safe?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, that thing there, it's called a lictor. I'll tell you all about them. The others appear to be quite human. It's going to be bloody work. Are you up for it?
I just want a way to get you better. Anything.
This is how we do it. Go. Do what you must. They lean back. They watch.
It'll be just like Colin. And she moves to the bodies
Where do you go first?
She finds the doctor.
You find him asleep in between one of his friends and one of the other Kajiras. Sleeping restfully, his face at peace.
She kneels down next to him, touches his face, studies it like she usually doesn't get to. Normally she's stealing glances, but now she's looking him dead in the eyes.
Eyes open. He looks up. Kajira. Oh.
Doctor.
He looks around, sees everyone sleep. He looks up at you. You know I do love you, right?
She puts a hand on his forehead. With her thumb, she strokes the space right between his eyebrows. Very softly. She's drawing there a tiny cross. I know you do. But I got some important work to do. And she reaches out and draws that blade across his throat.
As his blood flows out of his throat, covering your hand, the warmth of it is wonderful. You hear a deep sigh coming from behind you, from Samael. As the doctor dies slowly in your arms, you see reflected in his eyes behind you where the ceiling of the room would be. Sky that is the color of rust and flames and darkness, immense gears turning in the distance. Smokestacks and giant buildings, crooked, leaning in on one another. A world, ancient, forgotten, hovers there more clearly than ever before. And you feel it calling to you, like somehow this place would be home to you, if you could find it. It's dawn, Iommi. Samael is in full form now, basking in the glow of the rising sun, standing outside the sliding door. Their body cleansed from water you have brought them. You see again the incredibly perfect form of their body, both incredible in its femininity and its masculinity. You've seen how it has the sexual organs of both a man and a woman. You've enjoyed both. You've enjoyed the strength of their arms, the warmth, their embrace. But now they stand there looking much more like a creature from heaven than they ever did before. Whereas before, you, to a certain degree, had to take it on faith. You now see the remnants of the angel Samael used to be. And there's no doubt at all in your mind of their true nature. As they look over their shoulder, again with that face that is such a beautiful feminine face and masculine, just the perfect attributes. Come, Iommi. Come see this, they say. What are you doing, Iommi?
She's been sitting, watching them from across the way, watching the way their body moves, the way they look at things, admiring them, silently worshiping them, waiting to be spoken to be given direction. When they speak to her, she stands and moves to them. There's an ease about her, as if she didn't just kill all those people.
Outside, you expected to see the sky above Nevada, the sky above Hartwell, the sun rising and a few clouds, otherwise moving from the dark purple of night to the clear blue of day, but it's that strange sky that you see. The one that you see when they remove the old set and push in the new one. Those gears, that rust color. And now it calls to you even more strongly. Inferno is somewhere beyond. The world you're seeing now is called the Metropolis. It is the original city, the very first city upon which the entire world is built. It was home to your kind a long, long time ago. No more. But Inferno is on the other side.
Can you take me there?
Sweet Iommi, you don't want to go there.
Why not? That's where Eli is, and I need him. I need to save him.
Those are the halls of Astaroth. Ever since the Demiurge disappeared, his twin Astaroth is, well, the only one left from the ones that created all of this. Inferno is my home, was my home. I will have to return someday, but you should never go there. You should never go there. The citizens of Inferno exist only for the suffering of human beings. They revile your divinity, the gods that you used to be. They feed off of you. If you go there, you're essentially handing yourself over to them. We might possibly open a doorway, and if you can reach out to Eli, you might be able to guide him to you. That would be a safer bet. Do you have many friends?
Yeah, I think so.
The world's not exactly what you think it is. You've seen enough now to know much more is hidden than shown. Discovering the truth will change everything, shatter your mind. But you're a divine being, Iommi, and only once you see the truth will you remember that you are divine. It's a hard path to walk. You're now on what's called the borderline, the space between truth and illusion. Getting here, everything you've had to do to get here, everything that's been done to you, everything you've lived through, everything you've done, and they look at the bodies behind. That was the easy part. Have you the strength to keep going?
Yes, sir. I believe I do.
Then you should clean yourself, and then find something to wear. And then we will see if your friends will help us.
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
What is in front of me currently?
You're in the backyard. There is the garden and the pool there.
She walks forward, feels the grass between her toes, wiggles her feet in it, closes her eyes for a minute and imagines she's home on the mountain, feeling the sun coming down through the trees, smelling pine. And then she opens her eyes again, looks down at the blood and the gore, and at the pool in front of her. For a minute, she imagines the lake shining and blue, and she steps down inside of it. She imagines she feels little catfish nipping at her toes as she does so. Traipsing through the water.
You feel reborn as the water washes off all the gore and all the blood. You cross the pool. In the reflection, you see that strange sky, the ripples caused by you changing the image as you look at it. You pull yourself out of the pool on the other side, dripping water into the dirt there. And you stand there, cleansed, washed, born again, as you stare up into the sky of Metropolis, looming above your head. And that, my friends,
Good job, Creep.
Yeah.